r/ask Reddit. What is so ridiculously overpriced, yet you still buy? Groceries. Groceries. When little Timmy checked his bank and found it rather bare, he said, "I need a check that's blank. I need some cash to spare. I work all day. I work all night. And still I'm always broke. It isn't fair. It isn't right." Double quote. The hapless Timmy spoke. "I need to find a multitude of ways to save," he cried. And so, he just stopped buying food, and Timmy Ducking died. Jesus Timmy. Pretty much all the things I need to stay alive. Oh ho ho, you like a little taste of luxury, I see. Turns on the heat. Continental, you say? Rent. Housing in general. Even people who can afford a house are paying double than 10 years ago, and this group obviously gets smaller and smaller. And a lot of people are waiting for a crash. I think the next couple years is as much a crash as we're gonna get, and then everything will skyrocket again. I can't believe how much people spend on alcohol at a bar. You're not buying alcohol, you're renting space to stand in. Yay. I can get cheap drunk at other places, but the people there suck and look like they want to stab me for being who I am. I'll overpay for alcohol to stand in a nicer spot while complaining about how much it costs. Food with current inflation, else you die. Large bag potato chips used to be 2 bags for $6 at my supermarket. Now it's 1 bag for $4.99. 12-month austerity diet gonna be. I used to work at a Butts Daughter facility. Last year, they charged $4.50 per large barrel of cheese balls. This year they're charging $7 a barrel. All I can think is who TF would pay $7 for some fucking cheese balls. I loaded a truck a few months back. I can't remember if it was cheese balls or not, but it was definitely just snack food. $415K was how much that truck was worth. Wild. Concessions at sporting events. As much as I try my best to eat before I go and resist the urge to buy beer when I am there, some days, seeing others enjoying their beer and food snacks make me say F it and I indulge too. Man, the chokehold sporting event food can have on me, depending on where you're sitting. The food isn't even very good, but it is LOL. Hell, the sporting events themselves are ridiculously overpriced. I can't believe what they charge for some of these games. $100 for Upper Bowl tickets to a team that hasn't made a playoff in a decade. Health insurance, medical supplies. For our family of 5, the insurance premiums, deductible, and medications come to about $35,000 a year. You don't have an out-of-pocket maximum of like $12,000 or something? Sounds like some trash health insurance. Right now, cars, at least in my area, brand new cars are few and far between. And it's not unusual to see used cars with prices $10K to $12K above what the price was a year and a half ago. It's insane. I've heard about people flying multiple states over just to get a car for MSRP, instead of $10K more. Just a normal sedan. Pretty crazy. My buddy did that. Flew from Chicago to New York to save thousands on a Honda. Glasses. I could always buy cheap ones, but I'd rather pay money to have nice frames that I actually like wearing rather than a pair I couldn't care less about. I used to hate wearing glasses because I thought they made me unattractive. When I got older, I realized I was just wearing cheap ugly glasses and I look pretty good in the right ones. I don't mind cheap, but it's the shape. I kept picking the wrong shapes for my face, but now I like myself in glasses and think I look weird without them. Insulin. How to find the American. Choked on my coffee reading this. Thanks for the laugh. Warhammer 40k minis. My biggest fear is when I die my wife will sell my Warhammer minis for what I told her they cost. This is hilarious. Make sure you sneak a note in the box saying their actual value before you cake the bucket at the bakery. Edit, or to correct put a nonsense word in there. Kerrygold butter. I will always buy Kerrygold now. It's worth the difference in price. I buy in bulk and freeze the other bricks to use later. For your information, Costco sells restaurant grade soft European style butter in 4x1 pounds bricks for like $12. It legit tastes exactly like the non-clarified Butter I used in my pro kitchen when I was a chef. Lettuce. Great goodness. I went to buy the saddest head of iceberg lettuce the other day and they wanted $4. Not even the organic one. From $0, 80 to $4. It's nuts. Got the romaine heads instead. Edit. Indoor/tabletop hydroponic gardens. Aragon type stuff. Can be a really awesome introduction to growing some of your own food at home. Self-contained and pretty low maintenance. These setups can be found a lot cheaper these days. After the initial investment. Looks like maybe less than 8 heads of lettuce for some of you. The cost of seeds, nutrients, etc. is pretty low. I've found that it's a fun hobby that supplements our food and makes me more appreciate what it takes to get a salad on the table. Open bracket. Folks, it's no longer just for growing the wacky tobacco in a closet somewhere. LOL. A single heart of romaine is $2.50 where I shop. It's like 12 leaves of lettuce. It sucks. Groceries. Especially the healthy ones honestly. Ducking toilet paper. After people panic bought in 2020, it's so much more than it used to be. Stands out against the rising price of everything else. If you have one nearby, Costco sells toilet paper as a loss leader. I think a 36 pack costs about $27. Edit. Looks like it's a 30 pack for $24. That's what I've always done. But the latest pack feels noticeably less soft in my opinion. Like lower quality paper. Hopefully that was a fluke. But I'm stuck with this pack for a long time since it's so big. Razor refills. Edit. Thank you. Redditors are so great. I will order safety razors today. I was looking for this. Damn Gillette blades. Have you considered going the safety razor route like me? Cheaper and gives a cleaner shave. Yep. I used to make and sell wood turned handles for safety razors. It was kind of funny how I'd get a new customer and they'd buy a razor. Then all of their friends' family would. Then I'd never see them again. Because one of those things lasts forever. A work colleague had me turn a beautiful piece of zebra wood into a razor handle for his son. And he bought him 2,000 good quality blades. He figured that it would last him until his 50s at least. And save him a small fortune in refills. I think it cost him $200 all told. Ducking graphics cards. They're getting better, but like half a decade ago I bought a mid-range graphics card for the PC connected to my living room TV. I fully expected it would go outdated fast. But with the chip shortages and stuff, anything that's more than a slight upgrade is stupid expensive still. I want something that does ray tracing, but I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it. We're still a ways out from ray tracing being both affordable and not tanking performance, I'm afraid. The 4090 is starting to near decent ray tracing performance, but that price tag pretty much excludes many from getting it. Not only the price tag alone, to fully power the 4090 you best suited with a mini power plant. It's ridiculous how much the energy requirements raised in the last year. Almost everything at this point is, especially food and drinks. Packages got smaller, prices got higher. Shrinkflation. Shrinkflation, aquaflation, tipflation, greedflation, skimflation. How many portmanteaus do we have to invent before we get some wagiflation? Menstruation stuff. I agree, but isn't it great how we would still give a pad or tampon to another woman if she asked us without a problem? Menstruation girl code is strong F. Isn't this the damn truth? I remember back in high school there was this girl who went out of her way to make my life hell. Well, one day I'm in the bathroom and I hear from the next stall, "Anyone have a tampon?" Now I could just say duck this beach, bleed. But for some reason I passed a tampon under the wall to a beach I absolutely hated. Funny thing how that works. So she comes out, finds out we were the only two there, says thanks, and though she still made it her mission to make my life hell, she let up a little bit. Health insurance that covers next to nothing. I have a 40-hour-a-week job and a 20-hour-a-week job. By the time all my insurance premiums and automatic withdrawals for medical bills come out of my full-time paycheck, my part-time paycheck ends up being a bigger deposit in my accounts despite getting paid $4 less an hour at that job. I know there are people worse off than me, but holy duck is it getting harder to get up every day knowing that I am working 60 hours a week and I am still drowning. My antidepressants. For your information, Walmart has a whole list of $4 drugs and there are antidepressants on that list. If yours isn't, you can always explain to your doctor that your meds got too expensive and ask to switch. Also, if you're ever on a name brand only medication, go to the drug company website for it. They frequently have coupon cards that you can bill along with insurance that'll lower the price significantly. Solid advice. However, as someone who takes antidepressants, sometimes similar brands don't work. Example, I took Zoloft for about 6 months and was constantly puking about 20-30 minutes after taking them. I switched to Wellbutrin and it's been a blessing to me. Edit. I've been corrected regarding 3 and N's. Thank you all. Electricity. The main provider in my area wanted to raise rates about 9%, but only got approved for 78%. But we need the money to make improvements. That's what you said last year. What did you do with that money? It looks like you're saying you need money this year to make the improvements you said you'd make last year with that rate increase. Yep, but we didn't do it. So now we need more. DTE can go duck itself. Edit. https://www.freep.com Story News Local Michigan the 18th of November 2022 State regulators OK 35 MDTE rate increase $69,661,499,007. Concert tickets. My wife wanted us to go to a concert recently. She told me the tickets would be more than $700. I asked her if we were going to be witnessing the return of Jesus. When I was going to concerts in my teens and early 20s, $50 was considered expensive for a ticket. Most were around $35. I like bands whose ticket prices are around $25-30 for smaller venues. But with a Ticketmaster monopoly, I still pay 30-50% for the ticket price in fees. Sometimes I get lucky and can get them directly from the box office, but not often. Business class. No contest. But I'm old and have lived frugally all my life. Flying steerage, driving cheap cars, etc., etc. So now I can afford it occasionally. First time flying business this year. Actually, it's nice. My wife had a work conference. I was going to stay home for the week, but she was able to get a job to move up her departure day by a few days. So all we had to do was pay for my tickets and a few extra nights at the hotel at her job's special rate as well. So made it a fairly cheap trip for us. Well, due to the way the tickets were booked, we were seated next to each other, but we weren't booked as a pair, so to speak. My wife gets offered a bump up to business class. We explained to the person, hey, that's cool and all, but we're a couple so we'd rather stay seated together back in economy. She says, okay, hold on a moment. Then after a bit she said we could both go to business class. They overbooked economy, as is usual, but everyone showed up. There were a few single seats available in business, so they were upgrading people. They just needed to ask a person if they want to switch seats to open up stuff for the two of us to sit together. Really nice. However, I can't afford to do that on the regular as much as I'd like to. I had 24 hours of non-stop travel for work earlier this year, so our company policy required them to get us, me plus my team, business class seats. Holy crap, they make that transatlantic flight so much nicer. Turkish Airlines is fantastic. Lufthansa too. Everything post-COVID. Inflation should be told like the weather. 8%, but it feels like 350. Potato chips. It's crazy to me that a 100-gram bag of chip can be on sale and cost more than pound of ground beef on sale. How can potatoes chopped, cooked and seasoned can cost twice as much as raising an animal for 1 year and butchering it? The meat industry is heavily subsidized. Beef jerky. $7.99 for 80 grams. Beef jerky has always been so damn expensive. Super annoying. It's such an enjoyable snack. Meat typically loses 4x-5x its weight in the dehydration process. 4-5 pounds of red meat to make 1 pound of jerky. So you're really paying $7.99 for 400 g. 0.88 lbs. of meat that had to be separated and put through a special process that takes more time and energy than normal butchering, and is typically a better cut than what gets ground into burger. Fruits, milk, veggies, meat, olive oil, mattress, vacuum cleaner, and the list goes on. Every effing thing is 40-50% expensive now. Feels like price gouging. Narrator, it's price gouging. Therapy, it's definitely overpriced for my budget but still worth every penny. Edit, guys gals anyone. I appreciate comments but I am not from US. Your suggestions could be helpful for others though. Appreciated. Cigarettes, pay a shitload just to off yourself quicker. Still don't understand why I still smoke. Cigarettes aren't too bad. They may seem expensive in the short term but we'll save a fortune in later life, because we'll be dead. In Australia they're $45 a pack. I see people buying them at the petrol station. It doesn't make sense at all. I quit when they hit $10 a pack. Not pulling out. Insulin. Not speaking for myself as I'm in Australia, but I feel for my fellow diabetics in third world countries like America and Sudan etc. Uber Eats fees. I wish I could give it directly to the delivery guy. Homes. Coffee. Eating. Uber Eats delivery fees. The extent of my laziness cannot be overstated when I'm an educator on winter break and fully immersed in goblin mode. Open bracket. Bite Squad is just as bad. DoorDash is trash and I won't ever use them again after becoming convinced the driver stole my Five Guys French fries. Apple products. The $12 breakfast burrito from the sign on the food truck at my kid's volleyball tournament. And I go to pay and he says that'll be $17. I stood there dumbstruck for a second, so he felt he had to repeat it. Starving doomus me just ground my teeth and handed him a 20. Health insurance. I'm self-employed. I have to use the state health insurance marketplace. It was a good deal when it was first introduced, but the health insurance lobbies have just pushed prices higher and higher and now I'm just paying a premium for being alive. Games by EA. Gasoline. Coffee. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.